Safety Toolbox talk is on this acronym that we've used here at Berglund for the past 10 seasons. It's vertical, think, and each letter represents a word. The hazard is not knowing. We haven't covered this acronym or this saying in our safety steps since back in 2017. I thought it would be good for review. What exactly does that mean, the hazard is not knowing? This past season, 2020, at peak season, we had a lot of blue hard hats with this company. We had a lot of new people working for us in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, Florida, and here in Chicago. And our superintendents really had to take on additional responsibility with those blue hard hats. And then boom, here came the pandemic of COVID, where all the clients and owners wanted us to wear a mask on the job, depending on where we were at, on our suspended boards. A lot of us took it upon ourselves to do so. The hazard is not knowing. It could pertain to so many things, but primarily speaking, it pertains to each and every one of us. Understanding every single day when we get up and we go to work that we need to understand what type of dangers we may put ourselves in, and protecting ourselves with all the safety training that we've had, and then protecting our coworkers and the people around us so that they don't mistakenly get hurt by an application that we may be doing. Now, the hazard is not knowing can pertain to boom lifts, scissors lifts, suspended scaffolds, supported scaffolds, operating a lull, working in an excavation, tying off on leading edge fall protection, and as simple as safety glasses, respirator masks for silica dust. There are so many things to look at what we do in our construction zone, which I reference as the combat zone. When I have 8 or 10 men pouring concrete, and there's a concrete truck backing up to them, and it starts pouring this out, and the guys are saying, geez, Tone, I can't wear my mask with my safety glasses because they're getting fogged up. So they choose one or the other. They're taking off the mask, maybe exposing themselves to COVID, or they're taking off their safety glasses and exposing that splashing concrete to get in their eyes. Nothing like having some aggregate in our eyes. We do have a safety toolbox talk that comes with this, talking about knowing your tools, knowing how to lift properly, ergonomically, so we don't hurt our back. And then in the very bottom paragraph, this saying here, think. Know the hazard, understand the hazard, but don't be the hazard. In fiscal 2020, we had a superintendent moving a piece of material outside in the wind, and that piece of material tore his bicep significantly, a very serious injury. We had an individual doing some demolition overhead and lacerated his wrist severely when a piece of plaster came down and swung a little bit and rocked up against his wrist, and he cut it right on the ulna. We had another individual that was using a mixing drill in 2020, and it got caught up in the mix, and he was guiding the bit with his glove, and his glove got caught up and it fractured the tip of one of his fingers. So, we don't typically guide a drill bit with our hands. We don't typically pick up materials in high winds. And when it comes to doing any type of demo, including glass demolition, we're looking to be wearing some long sleeve leather protective sleeves. So there are means and measures put in place, processes put in place, personal protective equipment that we can use, and then getting some help when we're lifting oblong objects to try and help us eliminate injuries to ourselves and our coworkers. So let's really concentrate on what am I doing today? What are our means and methods? What is my PPE? Am I going to have a partner? Let's talk about what we're doing. Let's think moving into that task, and let's eliminate this. The hazard is not knowing exposure. Let's have a safe day. Let's have a safe week. Thank you.